authority in your relationship? Is it the wife? Is it the husband? Who should have the authority? Keep watching and we'll tell you who.
The next letter is A.
A.
And that A is for authority. Now that goes hand in hand with all of these.
Yeah, they all kind of go together.
And it's funny, it's interesting when we start talking about how it all goes together. While we were talking about hierarchy, you actually said the word authority.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Just like in couple,
Yeah.
closeness, openness, understanding, they're very similar.
You know, so there's authority is exactly what it sounds like. It is allowing your husband, there's a need, a very real need for your husband to make decisions. And, you know, as a man, I feel deeply and responsible for what we do as a family and the decisions that are being made and the direction that we're taking. And, you know, there's a huge amount of responsibility, and that's a burden that men, and like I can say for me, and I think a lot of men are happy to bear that burden. You know, let's do it. But
Isn't that nice?
it is, you know, but you can literally cut the legs out from underneath a man when you remove his authority.
Yes.
So, like, guys,
You're not doing anybody any good by one of us making more decisions than the other, or behind each other's back, or whatever. Like, the way the family operates, I mean, not either way, men or women, you're not doing any good if you guys are not communicating about your decisions. Now, if you really want to really get good at your communication about decisions, make sure that the man has the opportunity to make decisions a lot. And women should also realize that men think differently than us. They are logical. They see things a lot differently. They see scenarios a lot differently than we do. And maybe you might think that it's the wrong decision or you're not sure about it, but it's going to go a long way if you can appreciate what he can bring to your family. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, that's a huge part. Like, you're a man, and that is a huge bonus to our family. It is never a detriment.
and there's a fear component here that that I think makes this really difficult.
Yeah.
Because there's a fear.
That's right.
And that if I let him choose, then he's not going to make the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Or he's going to walk all over me.
He is just going to use me as a doormat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge for women. I'm glad you brought that up.
So for guys to feel like I can't make a decision because if I make the wrong decision, I'm going to get hammered for it.
There's another fear.
It's just completely, you know.
But if you give a man the responsibility to make the decision, 10 times out of 10, he's going to make a decision for you that you want anyways. Like, that's the other lesson to learn. Like, if you allow him to be a provider and have a little more authority in your family in some areas that he would be naturally good at, you're going to be shocked when he actually makes decisions in your favor completely naturally. Mm-hmm. Because all he wants to do is to provide and make you happy.
He wants to make you happy.
Well, we're talking to women. So, I mean, if we are. So, if you let him, you're probably going to be really happy with his decisions.
Absolutely.
But if you don't understand he needs that, and you don't have the ability to fully trust him on that, you know, you should work towards that and just experiment. Let your husband make some decisions. I mean, if you're afraid he's going to make some mistakes, let him make mistakes. He's a human, and you'll be surprised when he doesn't make that many.
Yeah.
No?
Let him make decisions. Make him.
Yes.
Let him get to a point where he knows he can make decisions.
Yeah.
And then if, you know, nobody's perfect.
Right.
It isn't to say that every decision you've ever made, ladies, has been perfect, right? It's not going to be.
Right.
People make mistakes. So if a man, let him make a decision. Let him make decisions. Give him the authority. And if he does something that maybe you're not that happy with, or you feel like he made the wrong decision, give him a little bit of slack and just talk to him. instead of hammering him and going, I knew it, give it back.
It's never gonna do any. You're never gonna get anywhere like that.
He's just going to shut down, and then your marriage eventually it's bad. It takes you to a bad place, and that's it's a big part of what Dr. Eggers is talking about.
Yeah, men want to be leaders. They are striving every day to be a leader in their life, and being a leader in your family is really important, and if they can be the leader in the family, if that's your dynamic, in some areas, of course, then they're going to feel really respected, and they're going to be really happy, and in terms, they're going to love you the way you need to be loved.
Yeah.
And it's a simple thing. The other thing about authority too is don't play any games with him. Don't manipulate him. If you think that you can communicate to him how you want to be treated by withholding something or acting a certain way or, I don't know, disappearing or not answering his call or whatever we all do sometimes, try to limit that, because that's not a very respectful way to treat your person.
It's just going to hurt.